welcome to the Improv. As always, I'm your host, Spencer. With me today, I have a very special guest. Now, I've been getting in trouble for saying very special guest, so now I'm adding an adjective to each person's name to describe them based on the first letter of their name. So today, I have with me Crispy Chris.
No! Why that? Why? That name has haunted me my entire life.
Has it really?
Yeah, in high school, if they would say my name really fast with my name Chris with the letter of my
because your
last
middle
name.
name is P.
Yeah, so it's just
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Well, I just make it up as I go. I literally don't think of it ahead of
so
time.
funny.
So let's go. Let's change it. Let's go with Chipper Chris. How about Chipper Chris?
Now I'm just gonna be angry as hell the whole time.
Great. Do whatever you want. You do you. It's the Improv Summit.
That's
do whatever
so
you want. It's super
funny.
chill.
I'll take special guests.
Okay, very special guest.
VSP,
VSG, very special guest. Anyways, whatever. The point is, that's not enough about logistics. Let's talk about improv. Cool. Chris, tell me about you and your improv background, your improv experience.
I am a tattoo artist, and when I was tattooing in Orlando, Florida, my tattoo shop in downtown Orlando was right next to an improv theater. So to make a long story short, I eventually got the courage to do it. I always felt that I was funny or whatnot for example, when I'm talking to a client, I'm entertaining them, so they're not nervous anymore. They're getting something that's permanent on them for the rest of their lives. And so I was like, yo, I seen these shows. I'm like, I can do that. I can do that all day. And so eventually I took my first class at SAC Comedy Lab in Orlando. And started working my way from there.
Amazing. Short, sweet, to the point. I love it. What a great answer. I just did it because, it was there and then I did it.
No,
yeah, that's usually what happens is when you find improv, you do it and then you don't stop doing it. Or you do if or you do. I mean, that's just up to you. I'm not saying anyone should do anything specific. Do what you want to do. Do you do you. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and so it's like I don't know if you wanted me. I don't know if you wanted me to continue going like that because that was my initial.
Just keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. So that was my initial place where I started. They don't have many opportunities, like for example in Los Angeles or New York, where you can grow with an improv troupe or grow an improv. If you don't get in at this spot, if you don't get into their main whatever, then that's it. And then so he's like, I just took all these classes for what? So I eventually created my own web series, and then I said, hey, let me take this web series. Me and my cinematographer at the time, we just dipped to LA and started.
That's how dreams are made.
That's how dreams are made. And it's history ever since.
You and your best friend just hop on a plane to LA, and here you are, making dreams come true.
Right? Making people laugh.
Especially from Florida. Shout out to Florida, my dear old home state of Florida. Not even the central part of Florida or the south part of Florida. No. I'm from the panhandle part of Florida.
What is up there? I've never been there.
There's a lot up there. And there's also nothing up there at the same time. I'm from Tallahassee, the capital city of the capital city of the state of Florida.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It sure is.
That's so
it's Tallahassee, but some people might call it Tallaclassy. Others might call it Tallatrashy. Others may call it Tallanasty. But we all know it's no Talladega Nights. That I do know. It is Tallahassee at its finest. Anyway, enough about Florida and the extent of my existence for my first quarter century of my life. Let's talk about your love of improv. Which may be a strong word, it may not be, but what do you love about improv? What keeps you doing improv? What makes you come back to improv? What makes you show people improv or do improv, whatever it is? What's your love of improv? What does that mean to you?
My love of improv comes from being able to make up things quickly, right? I think I found my love of improv through art first. Through art, through hip hop, through freestyling. That was initially where I found the love of the art of freestyle, which is AKA improvisation.
It is.
So I used to like rap against other people, like battle rap other people. I used to like obsess over that world. And I would just freestyle or make songs. And then through there, that's where that love came from. You know, you have to make up something on the spot, right? And then if you're battling someone, then you have to also not only rhyme, but you have to embarrass them. And then what it really like clicked was you can be very lyrical, and that's great. But I noticed when people were funny, that's when they would always win, no matter if the other person was the most lyrical assassin
Yeah.
ever. It did not matter. If the other person could make the audience laugh, it was a wrap. And that's when it started clicking. I was like, interesting. I can be humorous with my lyrics. And then from there, it started going to art, where you start improvising art when I'm tattooing. Okay, I'm going to improvise. Oh, you need what? What? A dinosaur with a mustache? Sure. And then you just draw it real quick, and then boom. Okay, let's tattoo it. Then I make it permanent on them forever,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that's where my love initially sparked. But where the art formed through acting is once I started getting into improv, and when I moved to LA and I started directing shows at Second City and whatnot, then I really started loving it. Then I get into a troupe that I helped start with Paul Heredia called Spanglish. And now we're able to take improv and blend it in with Spanish. And so then that love started really showing itself, right? Because now I'm able to collaborate in a way that I have never been able to collaborate with other people in other theaters. You know, it wasn't as diverse, and my jokes or my humor or where I come from doesn't. It's like hidden. It's on the back burner. And so until the moment comes in where I'm able to be with other, you know, people from Nicaragua, you know, Argentina, Cuba. And then I'm really started diving into, oh, I can do a whole scene in Spanish, or oh, I can take off my belt and you already know I'm gonna whip your ass, because if I do that with someone else, they don't might not know the movements of me
Mm.
pulling out a belt, you know, or something. They might think it's a lightsaber or a sword or something. And so that's where the initial spark for all of that came from. And then I just started having fun, man, and really loving the art form of being a different character, being someone who I just seen on the street, my mother, seeing my grandfather, and embodying them, and then putting on an accent like this, you know, and just being able to mimic everything that I saw, voices. I always did that stuff, right? But I
Yeah.
didn't know
Which,
it
for
was
the
something.
record, on a quick side note, Chris
Yeah,
can make that voice in an improv scene. I cannot. So I just want to throw that out there. If you're going to use accents, be very careful as to which accent you are going to use and when.
that's very true.
Just throwing that out there.
That no, that's
Continue.
absolutely true. I've seen some accents be used on stage and it go horribly for some people. So you definitely should be aware of what you're doing. But because it comes from my personal experience, and I've developed a whole curriculum on this where it's like you're taking from what's in your own life and applying that to you, then it's okay, right? So it becomes this love of just being yourself but also being others. But then you go to other forms of improv, so you have like your UCB style where it's like, okay, I won't need to be a character the entire time, I can just be myself but then follow the form. And so it, or then you go to groundlings, for example, then you're only characters.
Uh
Then
huh.
it's like, okay, cool, how do I blend this in with my relationship ideas of teaching that I've
Right.
gotten from Second City or IO or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's so much love, because I definitely love it more than I do stand up as well, but I definitely love the art form of improv more simply because I've been doing it more. I just didn't know what it was called.
Great. I love that. I love it. I want to talk a little bit about improv with tattoos, which I know doesn't really fit together. But
I'll make
do
it
you
work.
ever do you ever have a client, or like, I guess even like, so do you ever have a client who either says like surprise me or just do whatever, and or as you're drawing, do you find that improv can be great inspiration for creating art?
Yes to all of the above. Next question. No,
Yeah.
basically, I have done that so many times. So many people go to a tattoo shop. They want a tattoo. They don't know what to get. I mean, as much as I hate the sound of that, that's what people do. And a lot of times it could be that. There are some people use like, oh, we have a board of things that I want to do. All right, so I'm gonna pick this, and you pick one. Or it could be just, hey, what kind of ideas do you like? And then I just draw on the spot. They're like, yeah, I want that. So it just depends. But improv helps so much because thinking on the spot, right? You're thinking in a fast-paced environment. This is going to be on someone's life forever. But then you also don't want the person, they're probably already nervous. And so, how do I make this person less nervous? So, I can become a character. They say something that triggers a response into my mind, and it goes to the generator, and I pop ups out something humorous.
Hmm.
So, let me know if my computer's slowing down.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay,
I
cool.
There's a lot of
Okay.
information.
Yeah. I got to slow down sometimes. I
Also,
think
it's interesting because, like, I never had a tattoo. I never want to get a tattoo, but I could not tell you how fascinating tattoos are to me. Like, I've probably seen every tattoo reality show, like every episode of every single one. And like, I've also like, I just like am fascinated by people with tattoos. Like, I don't know why it's such an interesting juxtaposition, but I think in that regard, it can also relate to improv in its own way, where improv itself is kind of a juxtaposition, because improv has a structure, but like, you're making everything up. So the irony of it all is that you're literally making up stuff, even though you're being told how to do improv,
hmm
which is also interesting because, again, with structure, when you know the structure, you can break it.
yeah,
And so that's how
absolutely.
TV show works too, how reality works. When you know how reality TV shows work, you can do whatever you want with it.
Right. And so to put it towards tattoos, so one thing would be me as my customer service, right? Then the other form of that is, for example, I do a cover up. And a cover up, for those that don't know, is like someone gets a tattoo that they don't like and they want to change it into something else without having
Mm-hmm.
to remove their skin. And so I'll get someone's, for example, they have a fish that they don't like.
Right.
And so I have to visualize this and then draw things on top of it to where, for example, I turn it into a flower or a rose. And so I'm improvising off what the gift that has been
Mm.
given to me, and I am creating it in my own way so that something beautiful comes out of it. So it's just like that. Another way is if I mess up, right? For those that don't know, tattoo artists mess up all the time. It's not that big of a
Wait,
deal.
you mean you're not perfect? You're not a human that's perfect?
That's right. The stencil is there and we follow guidelines, but things happen. Someone could giggle, someone could get ticklish, someone's friend could accidentally bump them.
Someone
There
has a
are
big
so,
giant fart that makes their body shake. I mean, that
bro, that
happens.
to be, I mean, it's not even funny how many times it's happened to me. So, and the audacity of some people. Anyways, so like anything can happen, and so I have to see that problem and assess it, and then improvise off of the line or make it bolder, change the color, whatever it is, and I'm improvising using that same skill to take off of the high pressure moment.
That's great. I
What
love it.
was
I'm
your
glad
other
that I was able
question?
to. I
You
don't
had
remember, and
one.
I don't. I think that's great. I think that answer was great because I have finally been able to add tattoos to this whole show. That was my goal for the first like several episodes, is to just somehow
You
find
could
a
have
way to
just called
incorporate
me.
tattoos. Just kidding. No, that's the beauty of improv, is I don't know what's going to happen on this show. But also, that's the beauty of talking to people in like real life. You don't know what people are going to say until they say it. Wait a second, that's called improv. What do you know? Wow, 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 wow. Anyway, that being said, now, we've been talking about your tattoo artist, but you may do other things or you may not. But now is the time for you to do any pitches, plugs, or promos. The 3 Ps: pitch,
Oh
plug, promo.
man. All right. So I have a YouTube series where I interview other people who have tattoos and I dive in the stories behind their tattoos. And
Oh my
I'm your
gosh, why have I
host.
not seen this show?
It's called Beyond the Pain. Check it out on my YouTube. Oyedimelo.com/Chrisostyle is for my store. That's for my store. I was gonna say you can put it in the chat, but there's you
I was
can.
gonna say that'll be in the description, because you're gonna have to send it to me on how to spell it, but you'll see it in the description on the link.
It'll be here.
You said it like rolled off the tongue, and I was like, yeah, sounds great. Do that.
Yeah. So the YouTube series called Beyond the Pain. Type it in with my name. The store for my art. You can get like bed sheets. You can get book bags. You can get notebooks. I have a whole bunch of things. I have pins. I have glass stuff, decorations you can put in
Oh
your
wow.
home. I have so many things. Check me out. Let's see, one more thing that I can plug in: my Instagram at Trovador360, my Twitter's at Trovador180, my TikTok's it's Trovador360. Anyways, I'll leave it at that because those are the most important things at this moment.
Great. I love it. So I also think when you were talking about art, I think I'm just terrible at drawing. So I think maybe that has to do with like, because I'm a pretty good singer, so people are like wowed by my voice that can't sing, because they're like, "Oh my
I've seen you
gosh, I
sing a
can't
few
sing."
times. I've seen you
Oh yeah,
rap too.
yeah. I'm pretty much good at keeping a beat. Like I'm pretty good at that.
You don't remember me beatboxing for you?
Yeah, listen. I was told once that I had rhythm, and I literally went, "Yeah, thanks. I have a degree in music." And they went, "No, I mean you have rhythm." And I
Those
literally
are
just
two
went,
different degrees.
"They are two different things." I have found out. One is rhythm, and one is rhythm.
Right.
When you talk about like rhythm and blues, that's a whole different style of rhythm than literally keeping a beat. And that's the kind of
Metronome.
rhythm they were talking about, is
Right.
the rhythm. The rhythm. The rhythm of the night, not the rhythm of your feet. That made up. Anyways,
I understand.
my point is, I think it's like I get wowed by people that can really draw and create, because I don't have the, like, I have tried. I cannot. Stencils don't even help me.
I
Like,
mean,
it's just not
practice.
a thing. Yeah.
It's just like improv, but
Right.
except one thing requires other focuses, right? So you're focusing on your hand as
Right.
opposed to only your mind, and then when you start doing improv, you go start doing things from your mind. Then you start, miming stuff, and you're using your physicality. Oh, I have a cup now, and it says those same
Yeah,
principles.
we can talk about my object work later, and how I definitely need to take a class on object work 101, because that's I like to just hold things as if there's nothing in my hand, which is fine. I mean, whatever. It's like, here's my
Well, I also
toothbrush.
teach classes. I'm gonna plug that in.
Here's my toothbrush that I hold with a open fist, closed fist. Anyway,
A big toothbrush.
and well, they get see, this is the point. This is why I need object work class, because I was doing my computer like this way back in early episodes, and I was like, who types this high?
You look like you're a T-Rex just eating stuff.
No, this is my Stegosaurus, actually.
There you go.
Just kidding. That's because Stegosauruses do this. Stegosauri. Anyway,
I know
enough about this. Yeah, whatever. It was a joke, dad joke. I try to get them all in an episode. Anyway,
No problem.
thanks so much for joining me here. I have one final question for you, and that question is the reason why the Improv Summit exists. A lot of times before pandemic, and even during, people are like, Spencer, you've done so much improv. Where should I take improv? If someone asked you that question about where should they take improv, what would be one piece of advice or one small tidbit you'd give to someone to help guide them on their improv journey?
Well, that's two different questions. Where to take improv? Come to me. I got plenty of classes. I got sketch writing classes. I got improv classes. I teach at Second City as well. You can get me 15 minutes for $15. Check it out
So
on the
that's only
website.
$60 an hour.
Basically. But what is some advice that I could recommend?
Just one little piece of advice.
Man, these
I
questions are
told you
so
it was gonna
hard.
be a hard question. I said that.
Yeah, and I'm definitely a 20-minute answer kind of person because I speak in pictures.
But
So
think in 20 seconds.
think in 20 seconds.
What? So take your 20-minute answer and turn it into 20 seconds.
Yeah, and it's simply have no expectations. Going in there and free fall, no matter what it is, and just having fun, reliving those moments as if you were a child. I think so many times as adults we get told no so much. So it's such a
Mm-hmm.
reliever when you go into a mindset of saying yes and right.
And I was gonna say, and what else?
So I think it's that. It's just taking a leap, I think. I
Yeah, I
really
get
want to
that.
say something more profound, but I feel
I
like
think I think sometimes the most profound is with the least amount of words. No, I mean if you have more to say, you can. But I think the idea of not having expectations is great because a lot of times, like, well, I expect this class to be great, or I expect this teacher to be great, or I expect this, I expect that. And when you just go on being like, it's improv, I'm going to see what happens, then you can make that expectation for yourself once you've started to take the class.
think people are just so scared of the fact of that I'm going to take a class to act silly, especially for example, the community that I come from, improv is not a thing. You only hear of comedy, it's only stand up. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like when you say you're improv and you're having fun, it's like this taboo thing. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna what play what or just pretend. It's such a mind-boggling thing, and it doesn't seem real to people. So I think to sum it up, it's just have no expectations, be formless, be like water,
Mm-hmm.
be have fun. There you go. Have
Love it.
fun and just be you.
It's great.
That's all I guess. I mean, I wanted to
No,
say something more
it's
profound, but that's the
no.
only thing.
I think people can profound in their own words. They can be profound. You'll get it. They'll get it. Whatever I just said, they'll get it. It's just trying to be profound, and it'll work. Anyway,
Right.
Chris, thanks so much for joining me here on the Improv Summit. I did say that was the last question I had for you, but as always on this show, I am a giant liar, and I actually have another question for you. And that question is: we've been talking a lot about improv. You want to do some improv?
No, I'm good. See you later. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Actually,
some.
let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do
let's
it.
do it. Yes, and let's do it. All right. All right, let's do some improv. Chris, what I need from you is the answer to this question. Would you like a location, a relationship, or a word?
Let's do a relationship.
All right, I'm going to give you two and you pick the one you want.
All
The
right.
options are
You're putting it in the chat so I can read it.
I'm just going to say them out loud.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a mayor and a janitor, or a spouse and a homewrecker.
You said a mayor and a janitor?
Yeah.
Sure, let's try that.
Okay, great. Mayor and janitor. And so I would like you to actually, you know what? We're not going to cast it. Let's just see what happens. Thank you, mayor and janitor. Thank you.
Thank you for cleaning my room up. Your name again?
It's Mike.
Mike. Mike, thanks for cleaning up my room again, Mike. I really appreciate it because it's been getting hectic around here.
It's a lot of cobwebs.
A
Do
lot of
you like
cobwebs.
literally not ever step foot in this building?
Not so much, being a mayor
Yeah, we get it. You're a mayor.
of the state of Tallahassee. is really tough, especially when there's nothing much for me to do. So I'm just never here.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I can tell that you don't do anything in this state. Let the people run
Oh,
wild. Let the people run loose.
is this some feedback that you would like to put in a jar and send it to my assistant?
Well, I'm just telling you now. I feel like we can skip the whole jar process.
Okay, I understand, and I do appreciate your feedback, and I will take into consideration to fix the problem.
If you don't, I'm going to run for mayor next year. So,
Oh, you're going to run for mayor.
well, sure, why not? Everyone loves a good civilian.
Mike, do you have any experience in politics?
No, I'm good at lying. I'm good at cleaning up my own messes. Um, as a janitor, I can push as much broom as I need to. If you get my drift.
Well, how about starting on Monday?
There's no election process. You want me to just literally start?
Yeah, I'm ready to get the hell out.
And scene. uh, Thanks ever so much for coming to the Improv Summit. I'm Spencer. That's Chris. See you next time. Bye.